that award-winning segment. I think you had to give the award back, whatever it was.
Carl Gerbschmidt's here. Dan from Woodbury is here as well, and we're going to
fire you, Coach. It's maybe, but there are not a lot of girls playing college football, so I may have to move it to a different sport.
What are you considering? Roller derby?
There's not any teams for that.
Oh. It's all about hitting for you, isn't it? And for her.
Look, the kid can hit. No, seriously.
She doesn't.
The NFL would probably crack down on her hard.
She doesn't lead with her head, does she?
Yeah. So you stick your head right between the two numbers and keep pushing. That's what you're told to do.
Aren't you worried about injury for your daughter?
You got a helmet on, Dan.
Well, yeah, but she's...
The Gerbschmidts have very hard heads. I've never had a concussion.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I've hit my head plenty of times. I've never had a concussion.
How do you...
I think you would know
if
you had a concussion.
Not really.
Yeah, maybe you're too stupid to know, but I live in Wisconsin, and we kind of get it over here.
Have you ever seen double before? I mean, not when you're under the influence of alcohol. I'm just talking about if you hit your head.
Well, now that you qualified it, I would say no.
What if he hadn't qualified it?
Well, of course I have. You think there's something wrong with having a belt once in a while?
No, there's
not. You probably do. You and your little... we're perfect in Minnesota with our sex stuff and a dirty quarterback and
what do you mean
dirty? He's a sickie is what he is.
You're terrible.
Sickie.
What's wrong with our... What are you talking about? Our quarterback's been exonerated.
You're pathetic.
The quarterback's... I hate to break this to you.
Yeah.
He ain't going to be suspended in time. He's going to sweep you again this year.
I assure you.
Did you win last...
You're looking up, aren't you?
No, not really.
I bet you are. It's the only way you talk that stupid.
Are you excited about what the big news in Broadway, or on Broadway, I guess I should say?
What's that?
Lombardi,
yeah,
the play.
I heard about that.
Well, are you going to make a trip to New York? Because if you wait for the production in Barreiro, I'm going to guess it's not going to be at quite the same level.
Oh, it's probably better.
Yeah.
No, I think New York's a pretty terrible place. I don't think I'd ever want to go to New York. That seems like a very bad thing to do.
Well, we got Dan from
I agree with you there.
Yeah,
absolutely.
What, you agree with me?
I actually agree with you. I'm not a big New York City guy.
1 out of a million isn't bad.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm looking forward to the play is already getting Boffo reviews.
Yeah, well, it's a good subject matter.
Yeah.
But I'll wait till it gets so close to home.
A little more like Barreiro.
Maybe if it's in Madison, I'll go there.
I do have a bone.
I don't like Madison much. What's the commies in Madison?
I got a bone to pick with you too. We were
you got a bone to pick with me, so why don't you just bring it?
Well, Garzi was trying in prep for this show actually, and to talk to you about the Packers.
Yeah.
To print a bunch of stuff from a couple of Milwaukee papers. Maybe was it Green Bay too? I guess it was mainly Milwaukee.
It was everywhere.
It was kind of everywhere.
Online?
And
JS Online, yeah.
Yeah, JS Online.
A couple of papers near the Dells.
Because it was premium content, he was going to have to pay for it, which is ludicrous. What kind of...
It's ludicrous.
Well,
it's premium content.
And you believe that, huh?
Look, it's good stuff. I subscribe to that. I got a couple different subscriptions.
What else do you have?
Well, you can get the premium content, which is really insider stuff.
How do you have to have like secret decoder ring or something?
You don't even get to see that until you buy the premium content.
How much does that cost?
I don't need to go into it, but it's a little investment, but it's worth it. You get to know everything about the Packers.
Especially,
I know more about the Packers than you know about your Vikings.
Let me guess.
It's probably a good thing.
Let me guess. What you really like about it is how detached and objective the coverage is.
Yeah, I think you're right. I like the fact that they will report on it and they'll give you the honest dope, as we say.
Honest dope. So, did they give you the honest dope on why your team lost again last week?
Well, it's pretty obvious, isn't it?
Miami cheated.
Well, it's in National Football League.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of a penalty for lining up over the center?
Never.
Never. I never heard of that.
I have.
I've never heard of it.
It's happened to the Gophers several times.
I doubt that. I think they lose without penalties. They don't need to have penalties to lose.
Your team is in trouble.
Why does the league like Miami?
Trouble. We have exactly where we want everybody to be. Why don't you talking pretty smart? Why don't you come over here and talk that way?
Well, Vikings won last week, didn't they? Am I wrong?
Yeah, well, even a blind pig finds a squirrel every now and then.
Even a blind pig finds a squirrel.
Nut job.
Common was 2-1 last week. The rest of us were all 1-2.
Yeah.
which means I lead at 9-8-1. Guardsy is 8-9-1. Common is 7-10-1, and Gerby is 6-11-1.
Wow.
I am winning the Ultimate Football Challenge.
Oh, that's meaningless. This is the big
No,
one.
it is the Ultimate Football Challenge. This is just your little happy game.
That premium content.
Premium content.
Obviously.
If this was like a journalism thing, this would be like the stuff everybody can get for free.
That premium.
If you sign up to be part of the Ultimate Football Challenge, then you get the real pick.
My guess is that premium content doesn't handicap football games.
Well, you get some insight though.
Yeah.
So that's maybe you guys should think about ponying up. Maybe help you a little bit on your Ultimate Football Challenge.
Did you hear our interview with Leroy Butler?
Yeah, he's okay.
What do you mean? He won a Super Bowl.
He gets critical of the Packers now. Sometimes.
He called Randy Moss the second greatest wide receiver in the history of the National Football League.
He's out of his mind. This is Leroy. I don't know if you know this or not, but ever since Leroy left the team...
It's Leroy, by the way. It's not Leroy. You should, of all people, know that, Carl.
It's Leroy.
Well,
Leroy Butler.
he changed it to Leroy.
How do you spell it? Leroy. Bottom line is, ever since he left, he kind of, every now and then, he says some things that are just stupid just so he can be in the news. Some people like attention. Some people like to say stupid things to get attention.
I thought he was
Do you
brilliant.
know anybody?
Maybe you would know about that, Dan from Woodbury.
Yeah, I figured that's what
He was
coming.
very insightful with us. He challenged your team. He basically suggested that your team is a little bit soft.
Are you out of your mind? We have more injuries than the entire National Football League.
Well, no, he doesn't mean soft that way.
We're playing through it, and you will never see us coming. You won't see us coming. How about this? Let's make a bet as to whether number 4 does not get injured or not. I bet you he does.
Well, what do you? Now you're not doing.
You can't block a team when they just come right at you.
You're not doing the threat that you issue. But last year you basically threatened
I'm not
it.
gonna hurt nobody. I don't need to hurt anyone.
Okay.
I'm talking about football, straight up football. Bottom line is, your team cannot block people when they see them. It's like, literally, did you see your first play of your game last week?
What do you think of the
guy was standing right there, runs right past your guy and drills 5 right in the ribs. That was pretty funny.
What do you think? What do you think of the NFL cracking down on these so-called illegal
I
hits?
think it's pansy. I think there are a bunch of pansies in the National Football League.
Well, they're
That's
trying
not
to
how Ray
save
Nitschke
people's
plays.
spines and their
What's that?
heads.
What's that?
They're trying to save people's heads. People are getting. I mean, have you seen the postmortems of football players' brains?
No, I'm not seeing any of that.
Well, maybe you should start thinking about if you care about these players the way you say you do.
Of course
They're
I
not
care about the players. I
robots.
care about the Packer players.
No, you really don't.
Look at Sterling Sharp.
Yeah,
Ray Nitschke's fine. Oh, you say he's not?
he's not as good
Oh,
as.
you think you're tougher than Ray Nitschke?
Well,
Why don't you just bring
he's not. Nitschke's not.
Go ahead. No, you talk real good from all the way across the
I don't think I'm tougher than Ray Nitschke.
Talk.
Butkus is a lot tougher than Nitschke.
Buckets is
What
a
do you-
bozo.
What are you, Vancouver Canuck hockey player? Calm down with the threats and open fighting.
I think he's nervous.
I'm just saying, you coming over? Why don't you come on over here?
I'm going to Green Bay.
Are you challenging
What's
it?
that? Hold on, what's that? Jordan's coming here?
I'm going to Green Bay, Carl.
Is that right?
I'll be there. Are you going to be there?
I'll be there.
Where are you going to be?
I'll be in the South parking lot. Where are you gonna be?
South parking lot. You know what?
Yeah, what?
You're never going to see me coming.
Oh, I'll see you coming.
Just bring it.
I think there's a better chance, Carl, that.
Why don't you come over to the Gerbschmidt tailgate?
Well, Guardsy will see you coming a little quicker than you. I mean, Carl, you're not.
See me coming? I'm right here.
There's not.
I'm here.
It's
baby.
tough to miss you, Carl. Let's be honest.
How will I know where?
Hard to find. I'm right here.
How will I know where the Gerbschmidt tailgate is?
What's in the South parking lot?
Do you have a flag, or do people identify themselves?
Just ask around.
Ask around.
Yeah, we got flags.
I'd rather not ask
all
around.
kinds of things.
Yeah,
You're too chicken to come here.
Is this moron number 1?
I'll be there.
Now, why
Put
don't you-
moron number 2 on the
Why
phone.
don't you come in here? Why don't you bring your little smart attitude? See what happens.
I'm going to be wearing my Moss jersey. What do you think about
Driving
that?
a car with Minnesota plates?
I might be.
What are you gonna?
How is it?
What are you gonna do to his car?
Just one day. What kind of car you drive?
Don't worry about that, Carl.
Oh, you don't want to talk about it, huh? Now you turn real chicken.
It's similar to Brett Favre's truck that you bought off eBay.
Is that right?
Yeah,
Oh, I
very
know
similar.
what
Can we
kind
get to
of
the
that is.
games? I mean, are there any more other threats you want to throw out
I'm
there?
not threatening anybody. Why do you think everything's a threat? I guess if I was as pansy as you, I guess I'd see things as a threat too. Does it bother you to breathe in and out? Does it bother you to wake up in the morning? Is these things too hard for you? Nut job. Why don't you just man up? That's what I say.
You know, he should die.
You're stupid. Who should die? You're stupid. I'm not stupid. I don't care. nut job. What
He's
are
a
you doing?
jackass.
If I wasn't getting paid to be on here, this is not worth my time.
Randy Moss is a great player.
Oh, he's an idiot. He's a bozo.
Very quickly.
Why don't you take your pants down this year, Randy Moss? See what happens to you.
Favre might do
That's
that.
up to Favre, yeah.
Now that we didn't used to have.
Gerby, let's start with
Moon me once, shame on me. Moon me once, you're going to get something you don't want.
That's what the saying is. Bears are 3-point underdogs to the Washington Redskins.
Yeah.
No, 3-point favorites to the Redskins.
Yeah.
Right? Bears
Yes.
are giving 3.
At home.
At home in Chicago. Gerby, we don't need a lot of comment on these two games, just who you're picking.
Washington.
Washington. Comment? Dan from Woodbury?
There's a good
Washington.
reason, but I'll take Washington.
Washington.
Guardsy?
I'll take the Bears.
I'm going to take the
Yeah,
Bears.
go ahead.
How can you take the Bears
Well,
after what they did?
There's
last
nothing
week?
logical about it. I don't
You
trust
want 'em to win.
Washington.
You
Well,
want 'em
I'm
to
deep
win.
down, I do.
Because over there, it's easy to pick against you. Right in front of my face, not so easy.
Cowboys are 3-point favorites over the Giants in Dallas. Gerby?
It's hard pick. This is a hard because home dog Monday night and stuff.
Oh, shut up.
I'm going to take Dallas.
Colin?
Giants.
Guardsy?
Cowboys.
I'll take Dallas. Now we get to the big one. Packers,
This
3-point.
is a big one, but it's not a real rivalry.
We know that. That's been established. Packers favored by 3 over the Vikings on the Sunday night game. Carl?
Can I give you more than one sentence this time?
Yes, yes, that was the idea.
All right. Okay, here's the deal. Bottom line is, the underdog in this series is 17-5 against the spread, so that's good for the Vikings. Road team is 12-4 against the spread in the last 16 weeks. That's good for the Vikings.
But
Here's what's bad for the Vikings is you're playing the Packers. Green Bay is 17-8 against the spread in the last 25 against the NFC North. That's a fact. You don't mess with that, and all our injured players are coming back. Everybody's just coming back now. I can't take into account the fact the National Football League wants us to lose. I can't worry about that. The fact is, you will never see us coming. We will win this game by 3 touchdowns. 31-10.
3
I'll give you 10
touchdowns.
points. How about that?
Dan from Woodbury? You've gone back and forth all week on this game.
Yeah.
This is the moment of truth until you make another pick on the pregame show, which might be different than
What's the spread?
3.
I'll take the Vikings.
Ha, sure you will. Why don't you come here and take the Vikings? Why don't you just bring it?
Guardsy?
Yeah, Jordan, what you gonna do? Because you're coming here. You have to answer.
I might be playing this song in the South parking lot, Gerby.
What is it?
Ba, 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 ba. Beep, 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 beep,
I'm not
beep.
familiar with this. What is
Ba, 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 ba,
Here it
ba.
comes, Carl.
Yeah.
Was it
I have
7?
an idea.
Was it 7 touchdowns last year that Brett Favre threw against the Packers, or was it 7 times the Vikings sacked Aaron Rodgers? I can't remember
Why are you
either.
making the pass like that?
That's all I have, Carl. Unfortunately, the Vikings will win this game.
Terrible pass.
The Vikings are going to win this game.
Now you're playing something good. He's going to take Jared Allen and stuff him and tie him up and get down on one knee and hog tie him.
A quarter after 1, I'm a little drunk and I need you now. That's a great song.
Man, you are sick.
He's a sickie.
I'm not sick.
I'm less confident about this pick than I was the beginning of the week, but I will take Minnesota to win.
Come on.
Oh, come
This
on.
is so predictable.
I said it 2 weeks ago.
You're trying to suck up to your listeners. That's
Well-
what you're trying to do. You're trying to suck up to your listeners. If your listeners, because your listeners are so stupid, they probably believe it. But the bottom line is you're all just trying to suck up, and you're not going to win this game. If you want to tell me, if you got something to say to me, you just come on and say it. Okay, you come on by, you bring your little Happy Vikings fight song. I'll tell you what, you're not going to like what happens to you. If you want to come into our house, you're going to have to play by our house rules.
I thought there were no threats.
There's no threats. I'm just saying. You want to come over here and you want to spout off with your little Happy Vikings fight music?
Worked pretty well last year.
Yeah, well, so now you're talking smack from there. I dare you to come to the Gerbschmidt tailgate and talk like that.
Are you in the South? Are you in the South parking lot?
I'm a reasonable man, but my brother Randy is not.
South parking lot.
South parking lot.
All right.
You bring it.
You better pack a lunch.
And you bring it, and we're going to kick your ass.
You better pack a lunch.